High-performance Mercedes and BMWs usually have models that compete directly with one another in their respective lineups. That now includes their SUVs, as BMW is offering a souped-up version of their X5, the X5 4.6 IS. Its Mercedes counterpart, the ML55. Gentlemen, start your engines. Contestant number 1, the Mercedes ML55 AMG, weighing in with a 5.4-liter, 342 horsepower V8 and a sticker of $66,545. The challenger and new kid on the block, the BMW X5, sporting a 4.6-liter V8 with 340 horsepower and a slightly higher price tag of $69,025. It was up to feature editor David Newhart to sort through the hype.
The biggest headline about these two vehicles is that yesterday's big news is now tomorrow's also ran. BMW has learned the lessons that Mercedes has taught and taken it to a different level.
But that hardly makes the ML55 a slacker. While both of these vehicles emphasize sport activity over sport utility, the Mercedes is better equipped to handle the off-road.
Low range with all of the components tucked up safely underneath. This has plenty of clearance and it has the traction needed.
My favorite thing about the ML is got to be the traction system on it. It's got a very sophisticated all-wheel drive setup that even when only one tire has traction, it will still drive you forward.
The only way to determine which of these competitors really rules the road required a trip to the track. We evaluated each vehicle's performance in 3 categories: slalom, acceleration, and braking. First up, the slalom course.
On the slalom, these two vehicles are a little difficult to drive. They're all-wheel drive. Each of them has traction control that, when defeated, still is nagging there just a little bit. The X5 here goes through the slalom about 64 miles per hour. The ML is about 60 miles an hour, and that surely has something to do with the big tires on the X5.
The X5 went into the acceleration test with a slight edge, but the ML55 refused to roll over.
It pulls like a locomotive gone berserk. This will go from dead stop to 60 miles an hour in just a tick under 6.25 seconds. With an SUV, there aren't many sports cars that can match that kind of performance.
And maybe only one SUV, but it happens to be the BMW X5, which outran the Mercedes by a mere 4/100ths of a second. Over a longer stretch, the ML55 did regain the lead, capturing the 0 to 100 test by 3/4 of a second. They headed into the braking test with the BMW still holding a slight advantage. With an emphasis on sport, the X5 really outperformed the ML55 in this category. From 60 miles an hour to a dead stop, the BMW needed only 117 feet, while the Mercedes chewed up 130. Final track results? It's the X5 taking all 3 categories. It had a comfortable margin in the slalom, won the 0 to 60 by a nose, and posted a decisive win in the braking test. The X5 emerged from the track a winner, but substance isn't everything. Both of these SUVs are stylishly appointed with top-notch materials. While both have limited cargo space, the BMW makes better use of it with a sliding shelf. On the downside, those low-profile 20-inch tires can make potholes a nightmare. Overall, we had more complaints about the ML55.
The compromised cargo carrying capacity, the wind noise at highway speeds for a vehicle of this make and money is a disappointment. It's a little on the noisy side.
At the end of the day, the nod goes to the BMW X5 for its superb power, handling, and design. But we think these vehicles are destined for different drivers.
The emphasis on sport or utility is going to be the deciding factor for any consumer. What's more important?
If I had to pick one of these to park in my garage, it would certainly be the X5. Neither of them has a third-row seat in the back. They're both fairly expensive, so I'm going to go spend my money on one it's going to be the one that I think looks better, has a little bit better performance, and certainly is one that I could live with every day.
That's it for this edition of Motor Trend Television. If you'd like to know more about what you've seen on the show, just pick up the April issue of Motor Trend magazine or check out motortrend.com. I'm John Mathias. From all the editors at Motor Trend magazine, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on Motor Trend Television.